All right, thank you all for being here. Hope we didn't keep you waiting too long. Appreciate you coming in here on a Saturday afternoon, evening. Good day in a lot of ways. Tried to make it as game-like as we could. SEC officials out there for the most part, sideline communication, coaches in the press box on offense, and all of the communication that we would have to have during a game. The young quarterbacks made them live today. They need to learn that they're going to get hit and that I'm not just going to stand back there and, blow the whistle when somebody gets close. So I thought those guys handled that well, the young quarterbacks that were live, and seeing them make some plays with their feet. Injury-wise, some guys that we did hold out today, Marshawn Lloyd, Christian Beal-Smith, Josh Vann, Corey Rucker, Sherrod Green, and Landon Sampson. Those are really the only new ones. You guys have been out there and kind of seen who hasn't been going, but those were some guys that didn't scrimmage today. None of those are long-term issues at all. Most of them will be back Monday. We're off tomorrow. We don't practice, but Monday morning's our next practice. I would imagine most of those guys would be back. A couple of them may go into the middle of next week, but nothing long term from those guys. It was a physical day out there for sure. We had some guys that got banged up out there that just got to check on their status with Clint in the training room later on, but hopefully nothing long term with anyone. I don't think it will be. A lot of good, a lot of bad. Typical scrimmage number one. Plenty of things to correct and build on for sure. We defensively thought we played pretty good. Overall, stopping drives in the red zone. We got to do a better job offensively of finishing drives in the red zone. Pretty clean day overall from a penalty standpoint, but just talked to them on the field about that. We had some critical penalties that sustained drives, that defensively a penalty that sustained the drive, and a few of them that kept the offense on the field. We got to get that cleaned up. But it was a good start, for scrimmage number one. These guys, they love to compete. They love to practice. They love to work. I said that about this group some last year, and this group's no different. They would stay out there all night and just play if we let them. They love to compete and love to play, and got a lot of work to do, but a good start for scrimmage number one. So have at it. David?
Shane, with your punting situation right now, who was out there taking reps today, and is there a number one at this point?
No, William Joyce and Alex Herrera are primarily splitting reps there. Kai is progressing nicely. Saw him today, and he's feeling well and coming along probably a little bit faster than what we anticipated. But those guys have done a good job. I wouldn't say there's necessarily a one right now. When we did punt today, I was really watching the protection more than I was the punters, but did both those guys hit some great kicks, and they've done a good job. Certainly when you lose your starting punter a week before you start preseason practice, that's concerning. But those guys have really done a great job of stepping up and showing what they can do in Kai's absence right now.
Shane, I know you just mentioned a couple of key receivers that were held out today, but I was just curious in the first game-like setting for the receiver corps, how you've seen them sort of continue their progression with Spencer Rattler and how the air attack has looked so far.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job. Xavier Legette continues to impress. He was really impressive in the spring and continues to do a great job right now. Amarian Brown, another guy returning, and there's a lot of talk about some of these new guys that we've brought in, and rightfully so. But I'm excited about the returning guys and the way that they've worked and elevated their game this year as well. To carry on Joyner. A lot of those guys. And, I thought it was good. We hit some explosive passes towards the end in a 2-minute drill and things like that, and got a lot of work to do. And every year in preseason, the defense is going to be ahead of the offense typically anywhere that I've been, and it's starting to slow down for the offense, and these guys understanding the details of plays and continuing to get better and clean things up. But I've been pleased with them so far.
It seems like to this point, usually a lot of the practices and discussions are more individually focused, getting guys individually up to speed, whereas scrimmages can kind of offer an opportunity for the team to really focus as a team unit, a measuring stick for them as a group. Just what do you like out of the whole team as a whole and how they're getting together so far out there?
Yeah, I love the way they're working together and competing. They, like I said, I mean, there were days in practice this week. We were out there for 2.5 hours and in the heat in the afternoon, and I blow it up, and they're mad that we're stopping practice. They want to keep going, and love that about them. They're listening. They're taking coaching. They're working really, really hard. The effort, is not an issue at all. We play really, really hard and, play really, really physical for the most part, day in, day out. And that's what we pride ourselves on here, and seen that from this group. And now we just got to continue to get the execution where it needs to be in all three phases.
Shane, kind of sticking with that a little bit, but this kind of marks the 1 week of preseason camp. Just what have you liked from an on-field perspective of your team, and what do you want to see improve as you kind of go into week 2?
Love the demeanor, like I was talking about, the way these guys work and strive to get better and take coaching. I think, as we go into this next week, and this week will be big, classes start Thursday, I believe. So, classes start Thursday, but it's still in our minds the last week of preseason camp, and we've got another scrimmage coming up next Saturday, a week from today. So this is a big week coming up. We got tomorrow off from practice, but then we'll practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right into a scrimmage on Saturday. So it's a lot of work that has to get done. We've got to get a lot of details, cleaned up for sure, and continue to try and figure out. For me, Colin, it's a lot of the same concerns that we had that last time I guess we talked, was just developing depth and trying to figure out, who's going to play. But, I've been excited about these freshman defensive backs that we have. I mean, we got some football players in that group, and some local guys. DQ Smith from Spring Valley. I mean, he is a football player. Coach Bacon at Spring Valley did an awesome job with him. Nick Emenwari from Irmo. Aaron Brand did an awesome job with him. I mean, those two guys are football players. Special teams, defense, at this point, they're going to help us this year, the way that they're working. Kawan Banks, freshman defensive back, doing a great job. So excited about these young guys on defense. Stone Blanton at linebacker. I mean, there's a lot of young defensive players that have really stood out to me and have shown they are physical players that like to hit. And now for us, those guys on defense, those guys on offense, trying to figure out what their roles may or may not be on defense. How can they help us on special teams? And then this will be a big week. Yes, we're 1 week down, but we got 3 weeks till we play. So those guys have gotten off to a great start. Now let's see if they can continue to progress here as we go into week 2 and classes starting and a lot more on their plate.
The handful of times we've seen first team, second team, defense, offense, whatever, when we're at practice. I haven't seen Birch with the first group. Was he able to do anything team related today?
No, he's one that when we're nothing long term. Just we're limiting his reps a little bit right now. Just nothing major from his standpoint. He did not scrimmage today. If we had a game, he probably would have played. Today it's nothing long term. The parts of practice that you guys have seen, when we sit down with Clint Haggard, our trainer, before practice, and we're kind of mapping out certain guys, not just Jordan, that may be battling some injury things. It's, okay, what periods do we need him full speed? What periods do we want him in team? And what periods do we need him in special teams? And he's going in practice. He's just not going all however many periods we have each day on the field, but he'll be fine for game 1 and is fine right now.
Shane, can you share anything specific on Marshawn and Christian? If not, I guess just what did you kind of like about that running back group, at least in terms of the guys who did play today?
Yeah, with them, they just tweak something, I think, in their foot or ankle or something like that. It's nothing major at all. They'll be fine. Both of them, I think, happened on Thursday, I believe, towards the end of practice. Just tweaked something, just getting it checked out, letting them recover, and then it gave us an opportunity today to see some of these young backs like Juju McDowell and like Rashad Amos and DJ Twitty and Lavoisier Carroll and Dante Miller and these young running backs. So it was good to get them some work in there today. And with Marshawn and Christian, I just love the mentality they practice with, the maturity they bring. You know, Christian's a college graduate already from Wake Forest, has done a great job coming in here and bringing just some experience and maturity to that group. Marshawn's the older guy. He's year 3 here, but very, like I've talked about, very driven and focused on on football. And just love the way that those guys are leading that group and the maturity and the business-like mentality they bring to it.
So after a week, how many open spots would you say there are competitive-wise in your top 22 offense, defense?
22.
Well, 11 on offense, 11 on defense.
22. I mean, we talk competition all the time, so we're not going to say anybody's ever got anything where they can relax. Now, I understand the question, Phil. It's going to take a lot for somebody to come in here and beat out Javon Gwynn to be our starting offensive guard. So I feel safe saying that, yeah, Javon Gwynn's probably going to be the starter game 1 there. But, you know, I don't want to be a hypocrite and talk competition and then say that guys got stuff locked up. But there's certainly a lot of decisions that are still, you know, being made. We talked about it as a staff this morning, Phil, just the getting young guys work and coming out of today and having a better idea about where guys stand going into this upcoming week. For sure. And, you know, with Cam and Darius Rush and Marcellus Dial and Devontae Reed and R.J. Roderick, those 5 have done a really good job as our 5 starting defensive backs right now. Now, who's going to be the backups behind those guys? We got to figure that out, you know, and certainly that's a competition that's up. And then Sherrod Green and Brad Johnson and Mo Kaba, the way that those 3 guys are battling for our 2 backer spots, and you know, Tyshawn Wanamaker and Dylan Wanham, the way that they're competing to see who's going to be the starting offensive tackle and all that. And let me say this too. I mean, Spencer's done a great job as our quarterback, but I'm so impressed with Luke Doty right now. I mean, that kid is really taken another step as a quarterback. He's made some big time throws. He's been accurate in all of our practices. He made some big time throws today. The leadership that he brings. Proud of Luke. You know, I think it was this day last year, probably scrimmage number 1, where he had gotten hurt the day before, and I gave the whole doom and gloom and all that stuff talk about him, and then to come back off that, get hurt again against Vanderbilt later in the year. Then we bring in Spencer Rattler. Would have been easy for a lot of guys to pack their stuff up and go somewhere else, and not him. He stayed here. He's made Spencer better. He's made himself better, and it's showing right now. So excited about all of our quarterbacks, but really proud of Luke and what he's doing.
Well, I was going to ask about this apparent quarterback battle you got going on, but what did you see from Spencer today?
I thought Spencer, was good. He made some really good throws. You know, I think sometimes he's got to get rid of the ball quicker. There was, you know, he knew he wasn't going to get hit, but I told him out there. I mean, there were some times that he would have gotten hit pretty good, you know, out there today. So he's got to continue to get rid of the ball better. But understanding the offense, leading the offense, understanding what we're trying to get done, communicating that to the other 10 guys. Did a great job the very first drive. I mean, he took the offense right down the field. Everything we do is first group, 1s versus 1s, so we don't do anything against, you know, first offense versus second defense or any of that. So when we're out there, it's our starting offense, first group against the first defense always. And he came out and took that first offense right down the field, and then ended the drive with a stop where we had to kick a field goal. And then the second drive, I think they came out there and it was a field goal. So we've got to do better at sustaining drives. But I thought he did a nice job, Hale, of at least managing the offense and taking them, you know, down the field without our top 2 running backs and Josh Van not playing. So we certainly had some guys out. But like where Spencer is right now, and the thing with Spencer is we get closer and closer to, you know, game week, is narrowing down what we're doing each week and getting dialed in from that standpoint. Are you usually in here, Joe Lyle? Oh, yeah. I love it. Look at that, Joe Lyle. 26 years of service as our video coordinator here at the University of South Carolina. So 25 was last year, and presented him with a jersey the other day in front of the team in honor of 25 years as the video guy. But that's what it's all about. 25 years as a video guy, and he's in here doing this, stepping up for because somebody's out. So love it.
Coach, we didn't get to ask you about it yesterday, but what did it mean to you to be able to have Phil Petty's family there for practice, to show them they're a part of the family of this team, and also to kind of show the players how much that name means to this program?
Yeah, it was awesome. Knew Phil, obviously, even before I came back, when I was here as an assistant, and then, since I've come back and whatnot, did not know the family. But what a tragic loss for the Gamecock football community. The day of the funeral, myself and Coach Tanner and Clyde Wren flew over to Myrtle Beach for the funeral and got to spend some time with the family, Morgan, his wife, and McCoy, his son, and Sage, his daughter, and at their house before the funeral. And it's tough. I mean, being a dad myself, and seeing those two kids, they're fantastic kids, and losing their dad like that, just to be able to bring them some joy yesterday when they came out to practice, and see McCoy out there running around on the field, and Sage spent some time with Jessica Jackson from a recruiting standpoint, and McCoy told me when he was leaving, he said, "This is probably the greatest day of my life." And I told our players last night, they were unbelievable. I mean, we got some great kids in this program, and the amount of time they spent with McCoy yesterday. I mean, I know you guys were at practice and saw some of the footage with the receivers. I mean, he told me Josh Vann was his favorite player. He was yelling at me because Josh didn't catch any balls in the Dukes Mayo Bowl, and I didn't call plays, blame Satterfield. And then he's mad because Darius, he remembers everything. You remember Darius Rush had a huge sack on the quarterback against Florida, but you guys saw all that. But what you didn't see is after practice, I think the receivers probably stayed out there on the practice field with him for 30 minutes, just throwing passes after practice yesterday. And what you guys didn't see was the family came up there and ate dinner with us last night, and the players. I mean, Juju McDowell gave him his number so they could trade. Like, McCoy doesn't have a cell phone, but gave him an email address so he and Juju could keep in touch. And then the players last night asking me when they're coming back again. So that was pretty cool. And like I said, I'm sorry to get choked up, but as a dad, that one hits close to home, and feel for them. And like I said before, want all of the Gamecock community to keep that family in their prayers. And it was awesome having them there. So I know that was a long answer to one question, but it was awesome having them here. Can't wait to get them back. And Ryan Brewer did a great job speaking to our team as well yesterday about Phil and what he meant.
Not to kind of bring it back to football stuff, but you mentioned the red zone a little bit. Is there anything you kind of chalk that up to, or is it just the defense being ahead of the offense at this stage, like you said?
No, I think it's, we need to be able to execute offense and defense down there. Certainly the defense and all is going to be a little bit ahead. And a lot of the red zone stuff, what's today, Saturday? I think Thursday was the first day we installed red zone. And then yesterday we did basically from the 10-yard line in. First day, Thursday was 25 to about the 10. Yesterday was from about the 10-yard line in. So we really haven't been, I don't want to say practicing it, but the stuff we run, we don't have a ton of work on it. And that's no excuse. We got to be able to execute. The defense did today. I think down there, as always, it always gets down to just making plays. And the field shrinks. And we talk to our players about it all the time. The field shrinks. You got to make competitive catches down there. There's not a lot of room to go, and we've got to continue to be better down there, offensively and defensively.
Sticking with the red zone, last year's home and away splits were kind of drastic in terms of how well y'all played at home versus on the road. As you get into this year, just what does this team have to do to be better on the road against SEC teams?
Great question. I wish I knew the answer. We've spent a lot of time looking at it for sure, and you're right. I mean, we talked about it with the team. We had some bad first quarters on the road. Or first halves, I should say. Tennessee, Texas A&M, Georgia, I guess, was 21-6. Should have been 21-6 going into halftime before I screwed it up. But East Carolina had us down 14-0, going into the half before Damani made that play. So it's something that we've looked at. We've got to be better on the road. it's something that we've been thinking about and talking about ever since January, to be honest with you, Colin. Like looking at what we do on Fridays before away games. Is there anything we can be doing differently at the hotel on Friday nights? And don't get me wrong, we played some really good teams on the road last year too, but we did not handle new environments well last year, and that's been a point of emphasis with this year's team, is being able to handle change better. And whether it be something, I think one day you guys were out there last week, we completely switched up like the field locations of where some of the things normally take place at practice. That was intentional, just to get used to being in unfamiliar environments and things like that. And we got to play better, we got to coach better. And not only that, but, a big point of emphasis, if you look at us offensively, we were not good in the third quarter last year. And that's been a point of emphasis. We got to be better coming out of halftime. And we were today. That was one thing. We didn't have a great first half of the scrimmage, but we were much better the second half of it and talked about it. This is like halftime, and you guys are out there at practice when we have that. Y'all have seen Byron Gerardo on the microphone and all that, but when we take a break because of the heat and they go in those cool trailers and all that, we're purposely playing music and Byron's on the microphone before we come out of those coolers just to try and simulate, hey, we're in here at halftime, we're cooling off, we're drinking water, we're getting hydrated, we're getting snacks, but we got to go right back out on the field and play. So just trying to simulate as much of that as we can, because we do have to be better.
What have you seen from the first week with the interior D linemen? Those guys?
Yeah, they're really, really good. We missed Jabari Ellis. Jabari was out at practice today. It was great to see Jabari. Great to see Spencer Easton-Riddle out there today. But that is, to me, it all starts up front on both sides of the ball in this league. To have Zach Pickens come back, and then the way that those other guys, MJ Webb to be back for another year, Tonka Hemingway, Boogie Huntley, those guys have elevated their games. Nick Barrett, TJ Sanders is another young guy that has really, really improved. That's going to be a problem, I think, for offenses this year. So we're deep at that defensive tackle position. We're very mature. That's a group that they love to work and got a great spirit about themselves and like the way that they're competing right now.
Shane, you mentioned Byron and the microphone. I guess, how did that kind of start at practice?
That's a good question. I think he kind of just took it upon himself, to be honest with you. He's been the music guy, and then this year it was we talked about. I think we went and watched the Carolina Panthers. I did back in June practice, and they had a break in the middle of their practice in June, and they were playing music during their break. And I remember making a mental note. That's probably pretty good. Just you take a break in the middle of practice. Sometimes it's not easy to get them going. So it started as, all right, let's just play music during break, which we didn't do last year, just to try and get them going a little bit. And then I think after that, Byron just kind of found his inner motivational skills. And one day I just heard him talking, and it's great because he's great at it, but then I can, tell him messages that I want to convey, and he'll, say it. So he's been awesome. He really has. He's a great, part of our football program, and a very valuable part, and does a great job with that, but obviously does an awesome job in the weight room too with our guys getting them ready to go.
Just going back to Phil Petty, any plans to honor him with a decal or any kind of sticker on the uniforms?
I don't know. I would love to. It's not something that, I'll be honest with you, Coach Tanner and I went to the funeral and came back, started practice, I think the very next day or 2 days later. And it's not something that we've discussed, but I would love to be able to, to do something. I don't know if we'll release that video yet. Justin King, I guess, and his crew put out a video from his trip yesterday of Ryan Brewer talking to the team. And if you watch that, you see that we added Phil to that quarterback meeting room and put his, picture of the ceiling or floor to ceiling wallpaper like those other quarterbacks in there. We added him on that as well. So that was pretty cool being able to show the family that yesterday. But yeah, any way that we can continue to, honor him, I'd love to.
Shane, there was a picture that posted of you on social media of you standing on a tree. I can obviously figure out who that was for, but just can you kind of take me through the plan and the execution of something like that?
Yeah. Trying to not get in trouble with the NCAA by how I answer this. I was at the beach and was out for a walk, or no, I think we were coming back from dinner as a family, and I just got my daughters to take 2 or 3 pictures of me either in or on a tree. I wish I had a better story. We came back from dinner and I was thinking of recruiting like I do pretty much all the time. And there was a tree that was knocked down from a hurricane a few years ago. So I walked out on it and I had done that before. My daughters will tell you I did that before, and we didn't take a picture just to walk out there. It was pretty cool being on top, being on a tree and then looking down into the marsh. And then there were a couple trees in the yard that I climbed in and took a picture. So it kind of took me back to my youth, climbing trees and things like that. No, that was not Photoshop. That was for real. Correct, Sutton? Olivia? Yep. I think Olivia took the picture. No, was it Olivia or did you take it? Sorry. All right. Sutton took the picture. It was not Photoshopped, correct? Correct? Okay, that was real as can be. It's scary out there too, right? That you don't fall off. No, come on, Hale.
That was such a good picture that it looked like.
No, it was. It was. No, it was. It's pretty cool as well. It was fun to do that night as well, and anything for fun.
You know there are alligators in that marsh.
Yeah, but I'm an athlete, Phil. There was no chance of me falling off that tree into the marsh as well. You sound like my wife. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all coming out on a Saturday.